Hi, everyone, and welcome to Chair Yoga. As I mentioned in my email this morning, I've kind of been interested in this list that I stumbled across from a fellow by the name of Eric Maisel, who is doing a course on building better family relationships, skills that one might develop to have a stronger family relationship. And I just loved all this list, so I'm going to build on it. And how I'm going to use it in today's class is that we can use it as a prana experience. So I've got a list prepared that I can refer to. And every once in a while, I'm going to just invite you to breathe in. One of the items on the list is brave. So breathe in this notion of being brave, and then as you exhale, you'll release anything that keeps you from that. So just that simple idea. So I'll give you the lineup of the words in just a moment, but that's kind of my very basic way of using that today in our class. Is just trying to foster that, just foster those skills by bringing them to our awareness and just holding them with our breath, and then releasing anything that keeps us from that notion. So here's his list. It's a list of 8. Smart, and he just says, be smart, be strong, be calm, be clear, be attentive, be brave, be present, and be resilient. So it also resonated with me because of the use of the word of be, because of ways of being. Again, that's a yoga direction. It's a pathway that yoga takes us to, is to investigate ways of being. So one more time, here it is. Here's our list. Be smart, be strong, be calm, be clear, be attentive, be brave, be present, and be resilient. So let's let that guide us today as we begin our yoga practice. Let's use the block between our feet, or if it's better for you in another location that you feel more resonance, it seems to guide you better. You know, this is my favorite. It's what I like the best, but truly, if you've got a different place to use it that is more helpful, then please come to that. But we're forward on the chair, so we're setting ourselves up into a real connection to the pelvis, that you're aware of your pelvis, you're aware of how you're sitting, and you're trying to balance right to left and front to back. So I've organized the class in the way I developed this a long time ago, but I don't always stay as true to it as I would like. And so today I'm trying to be really mindful of that. So this is our transition time, the transition from what we were doing and what was going on outside of this yoga environment, and transitioning into this state of mind. So we come into a posture that is more mindful and more purposeful, and feel your feet to the earth, and feel how your pelvis is grounded as well into the surface of the chair. Let's pull in the belly so you feel the strength of your core. That too is a way of transitioning into a place of strength and stability in the body. And let's turn the palms open on our lap in our posture or our gesture, mudra here, of opening to receive. Close your eyes now, if you will, and begin to feel your body as you breathe. So you bring your awareness into the felt experience of breath, however that breath is. And maybe you need to take a couple cleansing breaths to kind of start you off so that you're settled and, caught up with your own breath. So feel your body, feel your body as you notice your breath. Feel how your body moves as you bring yourself into the awareness of your breath. It's kind of like you're plugging in your phone to charge it. This coming into a mindful state and becoming aware of your breath is like a recharge for the body and the mind. So plug yourself in now to the awareness of your breath. See if you can breathe in and out through the nose. See if that's comfortable. Eyes are closed. If you haven't done it yet, let's close the eyes so you're just very tuned into the inside experience. This is developing that alert and focused mind. One of the benefits and promises of a yoga practice. Alert and focused mind. We start that with breath awareness. Gives our mind something very specific to do instead of moving through the various chatter and rotation of thoughts and projections and worries and all the things that our mind does for us every day, all day. This is very specific, cleans out a lot of that is not going to be helpful and brings us to something very specific. Take a moment now to breathe in calm. That was one of the words on the list. Breathe in calm. And as you exhale, feel your way that you're just letting go of anything that keeps you from the experience of calm. Breathe in calm. Exhale, release. Breathe in clear. Exhale anything that keeps you from clarity. And breathe in this present moment and release anything that keeps you from experiencing the here and now. Feel your feet to the ground. Feel your legs and or your feet, however you're connecting to the block, feel that. And then really feel yourself located in your pelvis. You know how we locate ourselves in our head. Can you move way down so that you feel your bodily experience, your experience of this moment here and now from the perspective of the pelvis that we're just very interested in. Feeling your way down into the pelvis, feeling the grounding, the support of your body on that chair. And then we're going to take a breath practice like this. In the pelvic bowl is a pool of energy, a resource of beautiful life force energy. I want you to inhale from that pelvic bowl right up through the spinal column. It is the central channel of the body all the way up to the crown of your head. Exhale, release your breath in a just free-flowing way. And every inhale is pulling up from the pelvic bowl's energy resource and letting that energy come up through the central channel. It'll be distributed throughout the body, up through the crown of the head, and let it release in a peaceful, calm way. Stay with that breath. Inhale, drawing up from the pelvic bowl, the energy that glides right through the central channel, which just aligns itself with the spine, up through the crown of the head, and softly release the breath. So very aware of the experience of being in the pelvis and moving energy up through the spine, through that central channel to be distributed throughout the body. Couple more breaths like that. It's your imagination. It's the intention we're setting here to move that energy. And we do that by imagining it moving through our body, through that central channel. Excellent. Then return to your breath as it normally is. Just sort of settle. Be aware of the grounding practice, of the sense of really feeling present to the moment, really being present in your own body, comfortable in your own skin. I don't think there's anything I enjoy more and feel more alive is when I have that wonderful sense that I'm just so comfortable in my own skin. I'm not trying to be anything or impress anybody. or change anything about myself. I am just comfortable in my own skin. That's grounding. Eyes are open now. We'll get used to the light, get used to our room and our space. And we begin now, inhaling up, and palms will come together over the head. Let's extend the arms with no bend in your elbows if you can. Now get your whole body to help you out. Press your feet to the floor and feel that engagement of your legs, and let it rise up into the engagement through the abdominal wall. Through your chest cavity, you can feel the engagement of the armpits and all the musculature that surrounds your shoulders, and lift up through straight, strong arms. We're breathing in and out, of course. We're just breathing through this long, strong posture. And then engage your mudra that looks like a temple. It's got your index finger pointing, and otherwise you've just interlaced your fingers, and take a side bend. So keep your arms real close to the ears. And it's not much of a movement. I really don't want you to move. We're working within the framework of our hips and shoulders. So it's a tilt toward the side of that framework. And you're breathing in and out as your body directs you to. Keep a neutrality of your head. Try not to lift your chin. And feel the support of the arms snuggling around your head, and how much safety that provides for your neck. Again, just working within the framework of the hips and shoulders. We're not trying to bend beyond that or outside of that framework. And use your whole body to support it. So keep pushing your feet to the floor and noticing how your whole body, the musculature of the, all the way up through the arms, you can feel it. Back to center one more time. So we've done 2 on each side, working within the frame of the hips and shoulders. Beautiful. Let's come back to center. And when we release our hands, we're going to just open the hands like starfish. And let's come into a cactus-like position. So we've got our elbows bent, and our elbows are held up at armpit height. Pull back a little bit so you can feel your shoulder blades squeezing toward one another. Let's begin a vinyasa movement. This is the inhale, the open. Exhale is closing it. So our shoulder blades spread apart. Inhale, shoulder blades draw toward the midline. They draw toward each other. Exhale, when we close, they spread apart. So keep your arms engaged, opening and closing, and keep your legs strong. Keep kind of pushing, just a subtle push of the feet to the floor so you feel stronger in your whole body. And then soften something. Is there any part of you that is like clutching, clenching? See if there's anything like that you know is a waste of your energy, but you just hadn't noticed it. Inhale, open, shoulder blades draw toward each other. Exhale, close, and they separate. Open, just a neutral position, and then drop your hands down. Keep your elbows up. We're kind of bringing ourselves into the triceps now. Try to relax your shoulders and your neck. It's gonna want to do this. You're gonna try, see if you can find, I know it's awkward, but see if you can find this posture, this shape, and find some softening through the neck and shoulders. Now let's breathe deeply in and out. How about we breathe in strong? And as we exhale, we let go of anything that keeps us from our experience of strength in our body. Inhale, strong. Exhale, release anything that keeps us from that strength. Let's very slowly now release your arms down alongside the chair's frame, but go slow enough that you feel the release in your arms, just like water, just releasing all of that tension. And then flip your hands so palms face forward. This is our mountain pose. Breathe in, breathe out. Try to breathe in and out through your nose if you can. And if you don't, if it's just not a comfortable way for you to breathe, that level of awareness of breath just kind of throws you off, and breathe in a way that feels natural to you. Because remember, we're fostering calm throughout this practice today. Let's extend those arms in a T. Thumbs are pointing back. And then turn your head to look from one hand to the other. So you're just moving to stretch your neck. You want to find out what's the range of movement in your neck right now. So take your time. You don't need to watch what I'm doing or try to match up what I'm doing. I just want you to be inside your body, be your own guru, Dave. Get inside the body. Pay attention to what your body is asking. Remember to try to go to the full range of movement. You're not just trying to take a look for the sake of looking over at your hand. You're taking a look to turn your head and feel how your neck responds to that. And you're searching for a range of movement in your movement of your neck. So explore that. Explore that. You are your best teacher. Your body knows what it's doing. Good. Let's turn palms to face forward. We're going to create a diagonal line. Make sure your arms are in the single plane. You don't want one arm in front of the other. Arms are in a single plane. Take a look at the arm that's reaching up. Reach up. Ground your feet. Feel yourself in your pelvis. Puff up your chest. Find your full breath in and full breath out. Brave. Let's breathe in brave. Exhale anything that keeps you from being brave. We're going to glide our head down through the chest area. So we're looking at the other hand. So again, it's just movement of the neck. We're coming at this transition to move through some range of movements in the neck and shoulders. Come back to center where you're just squarely looking forward. Take it just a moment to switch. Create the diagonal line going the other way. Start by looking at the hand that's reaching down. We're breathing in brave on this posture, exhaling anything that keeps us from that. Feet to the floor, feel the strength of your body. Very present, right? Very present in this posture, in this moment. Gently move to look up. Again, this whole reason we're doing it is to move through the range of movement in our neck. So pay attention to that experience and be curious about it. Move, gently move and encourage. Remember, your breath is your best guide. When your breath is smooth and easy, your body is comfortably working within its proper range. Let's bring our head back to its neutral position. Open those arms wide, and we're going to do a big open. Arms are way back. I got my arms way back. Exhale, close. And when you're coming forward, you're rounding that back body, dropping your chin in. So think of doing your C-shaped curve of the cat. So open those wide T-shaped arms, open it wide. That's a good extension of the spine. And then round through the back body in a C-shaped curve of the cat. Find your vinyasa here. Find your rhythm of movement, opening and closing, pulling the belly way in, and then open, expand. Open and close. Open and close. Let's bring our hands together in front of us. Create that mudra where it's the temple mudra. Our index fingers are together. Otherwise, we've just interlaced the hands. Lifting those arms right past your ears, straightening through the elbows. And we want the whole body to help us do this. Don't let your knees knock. I just saw myself doing that, so we're not going to do that. Keep your feet down. Keep space between your thighs. And we're going to move just like we did a moment ago, right? Working within the frame of the hips and the shoulders, not going past that. Little bend to the sides. Feel the fullness of your breath. Exhale completely. Coming back up, we'll do the other side. Stay within the frame of the hips and shoulders. Best yoga practice, best yoga tip, I should say, is exhale completely. Exhale completely. We're going to do one more on each side. Keep those hands interlaced. Index finger extends. Arms are very close to the ears, so you've got the safety net around your neck and head. Back to center. Good. When we come back to center, let's release it like a big backstroke. It's wide, it's coming behind us, it's open, it's flowing, and it's slow moving so you can feel the shift in your body. I'm going to ask you to move your block out of the way so it's not part of the picture right now. And bringing your hands to your thighs. I'm going to turn to the side a little bit so you see the side view. You won't need to do a thing, but I am going to move myself to the side. So here we are. I want you to make sure your heels are underneath your knees, that you're not tucking your feet, accidentally bringing your feet too close to the chair. Get your feet out there. Get your feet out there so you create it as best you can, a right angle with the legs. And I want you to just come forward, bending your elbows, squeezing your elbows in towards your waistline. Let your chest bones sort of drive you forward and back up. Forward into your feet, into your shins. You can feel that shift of body weight into the legs. And then find a happy medium, somewhere in the middle there, which you can hold. So you're not straight up, you're not laying yourself into your thighs. You're somewhere in that happy medium. Tuck your chin towards your throat so you're taking good care of your neck. Then let's spread our wings, spread our arms away from the body, like wings might be. And use the strength of your legs and the strength of your core. Let's go to the abdominal wall and even the inside of the inner thighs. So think if you had a seam, inside pants seam, you're way up at the seam and you're lifting into that. You're lifting into the seam, so you're using the core strength that resides in the inner thighs, in the groin area. Let's get hands to the lap. Again, we've got our elbows squeezed, but I want you to extend one arm past your ear, doesn't matter to me which one, and reach, extend through. You're trying to loosen up throughout the armpit area, and you've lessened the help of the arms in this picture. You're no longer relying on that shelf bracket. And then just switch so that you've extended each hand up. I've got palm facing forward, fingertips reaching up. Keep a neutrality about your head. Excellent. And let's come back down. I want you to come forward, forward, forward. Now lay yourself into your thighs. Maybe you open up your feet a little wider. Remember, always align your knees and your ankles. So if you open up your knees to fit better here, open up your feet to match. Keep your eyes wide open. Now we're locating ourselves in our belly. We've moved out of the pelvis and we're breathing and locating ourselves in the belly. Breathing in and out and just really staying curious about the sensation of breath in the belly. So bring your full awareness there. It's like right now, that's where you are. Breathing in and out. And it's a belly kind of breath. And that's you're intentional about that, because the more you can move through the belly, the more your internal organs that reside there are getting new circulation, more circulation, fresh blood supply, fresh oxygen supply. So we're intentional about it. Let's jump our hands to our thighs and very slowly bring your head up to adjust from that inversion. So we're just taking our time here to let our body adjust. We're not all the way up yet, we're halfway. Here's where we're going to do some very intensive perineum work, where you push down, let your hands kind of push into your thighs. And at the same time, you're trying to effort like you're floating your bottom up. It's like a Kegel. People always ask me, are you talking about a Kegel? Kind of like that, not that specific. I want the whole pelvic floor. So I want you to just lift up as though you're trying to float yourself off that chair. And that's the inhale process. Exhale just softens and we can start over. We're going to exhale to soften and relax, and then get right back at it real strong, lift it up. So my encouragement for you is to hold it as long as you are able, and then release your exhale when you need to. So don't, again, I'm not leading the way here. I want you to let your body lead the way, and encourage you to really strengthen your pelvic floor by lifting up and holding that intensity of lifting and holding. You hold it with your breath. The inhale holds it there, and then you exhale and you relax. Stay with it. I'm noticing how I got to really push my feet to the floor here, so my legs are engaged and I can feel that lift right up through those inner seams those inner seams between the legs. I try to do this on every class. It's just so important for us. Perfect. Let's come back up now. Just gently bring yourself back to a neutral position. Arms going to be alongside the body. Take a breather here, just catch up. Make sure you're connected with your breath, that it's all caught up. Nothing worse than thinking, don't make us move yet. I'm not ready. So just wait till you're ready. I've got another one for us, attentive. Breathe in, attentive. I think that is a listening skill, but let's call it attentive. So breathe in that quality of attentive. Exhale anything that keeps you from that. Really want to foster this notion of being present to people by being attentive, don't we? Exhale anything that keeps us from that. Let's interlace our fingers and grab hold of that left shin. I want you to spin your foot around and really pull your pull your thigh into your body. So this is hugging the knee into the chest. Typically, that's how it's cued, is to hug that knee into the chest. But let's get the foot in motion so we can release any tightness and any stiffness in the joints of the foot and ankle. Interlace your hands underneath your thigh. So you've got a hold of that, and I want you to extend it out, push it out. Lift, lift, lift now. Lift a straight leg up. Hold it any way you need to. Again, I give you side view. You don't have to do anything different. So pay attention to your leg. Pay attention to how you're sitting in the chair. You're going to have a tendency to lean back, and that's okay to a degree, but try to keep yourself as upright as you're able as you extend a straight leg up right through the framework of your hips. You're not wide of that. You're right working within the framework of your hips. Point and flex that foot. Point, feel the stretch through the shin and the top of the foot, and then flex it and just feel, get curious now how point and flex, you can feel it with your hands. So not only can you feel it from the inside out of the leg, but you can feel it in your hands as you change from a point foot to a flex foot. Again, as high up as you can. We can release the point flex movement. Get that leg as high up as you can and as straight as you can. You know, this is straight to me. That's the way I look at it. Somebody might say, well, you got a little bend in your knee. It feels straight. I'm pushing, I'm trying. That's a straight leg to me. I'm going to come back to hugging that knee into the chest, spinning that foot around. And then just guide that knee across, away from the center. Away from the center. And I want you to just move with that little flowing movement. Kind of keep your foot flexed, keeps the energy going. It's like a much more energetic movement. As we just practice rolling out as an external rotation in our hip. And both feet to the floor. Take a little break, trying to shimmy around or reset the body any way you might need to. Head, neck, shoulders, anything that needs movement or needs your attention. Let's hug that other leg into the chest. So we're grabbing hold of the shin and really pull in, hug the knee into the chest. Keep your standing leg within the frame of the chair. So we want to make sure we're still working within that framework, and start moving your foot. Nice strong spine, lift up. Pay attention to how your neck feels, the heaviness of our head. We just have to manage it. As long as we keep ourselves in good alignment, the neck is happy as it can be. It's when we get that head moved away from the spine, that, the support of the spine, that it causes some strain in the neck. So keep yourself aware of how you're managing the weight of your head. Keep moving your foot. Let's get the tightness in our ankle and the tightness of the foot worked out. We're going to slip our hands underneath our thigh now and straighten that leg out, push through, and start lifting it up. Straight leg now. We're going to work on that. Keep yourself within the frame of your hips. Keep stretching. You might have to come and go. You might say, I lifted up there, and then I got to bring it back down a little bit. I'm going to have to go. Easy does it for me. That's fine. You are your best teacher. You just follow the lead your body is giving you. Straight leg out. Now I want you to go through the point and flex. Now I get a good handle so your hands are feeling it too. See if you can hold your leg in such a way And when you point and flex, you feel it in your hands as well as from the inside of your leg. Point stretches through the top of the foot, top of the ankle, and into the shin even, and then you flex, and you can feel that all through the Achilles part of your heel and into the calf. So I'm just tipping you off of what we're looking for here, and that you can really foster it. You're going to encourage a lot of stretching here. Straight leg up. It's as straight as you can do it. And again, you might be tilted back, which is okay, but try to minimize it. Keep your spine as upright as you're able to do. Won't be perfect. We got a leg up in the air. It won't be perfect, but we're going to keep our spine as upright as we are able to do. Up, up. One more big stretch. Use your hands any way you need to. We're going to bend that knee. Move that foot around a little bit. And then we're going to externally rotate on this side. Just guide that leg away from center. You might hold on to the chair. That might be a good source of grounding for you when you're working on that leg moving from center. I got that foot flexed. I want that foot to be energized. I should say that leg to be energized. Flexing the foot will accomplish that. Beautiful. Let's come back to center, both feet to the floor. Take a little breather, reset your body. Catch up with your breath. Let's open into a wide angle. Get yourself situated so you feel balanced in your pelvis. Heels are in, toes are pointing out, hands are on the thighs. I want you to find the fluid nature. Now, we were working on the earth element, grounding, grounding, and grounding. So now we're moving more toward the water element. So some free-flowing movement. So it's really keep that in mind, that the postures we're going to do now are working in the water elements, just trying to move and feel that fluid nature of our body. Let's change the direction of the circle we were doing. It's a big, wide circle. I want you to keep your head and spine in alignment so you're not doing a lot of movement of your head. It's movement through the lower body, movement in the waistline. It's nice for the low back, isn't it? And let's come back to center. We're going to just, again, working in that low back region. Take a little pause here if you need to catch up with your breathing. We're going to be lifting up the foot and bringing it over to meet the other one. I like to hold on to the chair. That is my best way to secure this. And I like to bring my hands way back into the chair, because what that does is it keeps me in a very upright, almost extended spine position. And I like that. I like to be that kind of open for this. I like to stretch my back and get myself into a posture up top, into the upper body that feels really good to me too, while I'm doing something that's helping the low back. So take a step up and bring it over. Step it up, don't drag it over. Step it up, over. Keep your hands way back, hold on to the chair. Just going to do a few of these. This is always a really good invitation to come into a twist. So bring your legs together. And then we're going to get that arm. So you want your left arm now to start doing some shoulder rolls, so that you can bring that hand back behind you and let that back of your hand press into the back body wherever it lands. Top arm is going to take a big sweeping action to come across and lay across that left thigh of yours. And there's a nice twist. Now find the verticality. This is just a guideline into it. You might say, I'm not going to keep my hand turning like that. I'm going to hold on to my leg, or I'm going to hold on to the chair. All of that's fine. Get creative about it. I just brought us into it in a way that kind of guides our shoulders. And then you go from there. Be your guru, Dave. Trust this now. And there's this water element. So it's not hard. It's not rigid. It's fluid. It's fluid. We're going to turn and breathe and rotate around that spinal column. We want that shoulder to go back because you want some fluid movement around that shoulder blade. And so it's not just stiff and sticky on your back, but it has the ability to move easily. The water element. Find the full breath cycle in and out. I'm just telling you, I abandoned pushing my hand into my back. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm pressing my hand down into the chair. It just feels better. We're going to unwind the head and then the shoulders. And then we're going to take that wide stance again. Maybe you got to reset. Maybe you kind of need to shimmy around so you're balanced in your pelvis. And then we're going to hold on to the chair, get way back there, hold on to the chair in some way, and let's get this side going. Take a step. Feel the expansion of your chest and the extension of your spine. So we're extending, expanding through the chest cavity as we do some work with our lower body to ease strain in the low back. Find your breath now. Make sure you're aware of the inhale. You're aware of the exhalation. Let's bring those legs together now. It's going to start introducing us back into the twist. So now your right arm is rolling back and back. So we're getting our shoulder blade lined up, really greased up, ready to go. And I'm going to slip it back there. I start by pressing it into the back body. Really pins it back. Take a big sweeping action to come across. Turn your hand, either open it and kind of stick with the same idea of how the back of the hand, back of the arm kind of gives us a way to leverage, but it doesn't have to be held that way. And make sure your heels are underneath your knees. Just be fussy about that. So you feel strong in your legs as they squeeze together. And then work your twist. And just keep in mind the water element. This is fluid. We're kind of creating it all the time with every breath. Let's find a word here. Resilient. Inhale, resilient. Exhale anything that keeps you from that. Stay with the notion, the quality of resilience as you breathe that into yourself. Stay creative, moving your head, shoulders, what your body needs in this very fluid water element of the twist. We'll unwind the head and then the shoulders, and we'll take that wider stance. I want you to just shimmy around and reset your body. We're going to push ourselves up into standing, so let's bring our legs back underneath of us. I want you to hold on to your arms just so we can really encourage the lifting up without the use of the arms pushing us away. If you need your arms, by all means, focus now. Stay focused as you lift yourself up out of that chair. Beautiful. Let's find our mountain pose. Straighten out your feet. Pull in the belly. Lift your chest up. Close your eyes. Remember, there's a soft bend in the knee. We need a soft bend in the knee. Palms face forward. Strong belly, strong core. Come inside now. Eyes are closed. Come on inside. Feel this from the inside out. I'm going to give you the whole list, and then you can just focus on what you want. Be smart. Be strong. Be calm. Be clear. Be attentive. Be brave. Be present. Be resilient. Let's flutter the eyes open. Inhale those straight arms as we come palms together overhead. Exhale, bow into your own heart. Inhale up. Exhale, a big sweeping action all the way around. I want you to come kind of behind your chair, close to it, but a little bit behind it. And I want you to get your foot up onto that chair. We tried this the other day with a few of us that had such difficulty with the internet that day. I'm going to try it again. So I'm laying my foot on its ankle and pinky edge, And I just put it up there. I want you to get your foot as close. The standing leg is as close to the chair as you can comfortably do. Behind it though. So don't get right up here. Get behind it and then get that foot up. And I want you to just do that a few times where you got a hand on the chair. So you feel like you got a lot of support there. You could even have both hands. That's the beauty of this positioning. You could have both hands on the chair. Good. Now let's just pull it out and lay it down. So no, we're not going to go back to the floor with our foot. We're just going to pull it out and lay it down. Pull it away from center and let that knee kind of lay down. It can't lay down much, right? But it lays down a little bit. Pull it out and down. Couple more. Fluid nature here. I want you to just open and close now. So we're not putting the foot on the chair. You're just opening and closing, opening and closing, and both feet to the floor, and shake that out. Now let's keep ourselves near the chair. It's kind of an angle. I want you to get it. Your standing leg is very, very close to the chair, and your foot is up. Now just sole of the foot down, not on the edge, but sole of the foot down. It's, I have to mess with it. I can't just land in it. I kind of had to play with it, but I like to have, what I'm trying to create is a straight leg down. So instead of having your standing leg kind of back and at an angle, I'd like it to be straight up and down. So that's the idea of getting your foot real close to the chair, it's in an effort to keep that standing leg vertical. And then at the same time, then we bring our bent knee and our foot up on here. So now we've created a right angle with one leg and a straight leg with the other. So use the chair to your advantage. I'm going to use my thigh to support, but you can always have, that's the beauty of it, you can always have a hand on the chair. You do as much or as little of this as you feel safe. So long, strong spine. Feel how the standing leg now is being strengthened. All of your body weight, or essentially your body weight now, is being held by the standing leg. So the benefit of that, of course, is good, strong bone mass. Catch up with your breathing. And let's get the same side. So if you've got your left leg up there, it's your left arm. Just the same side is lifting up. Hand on the thigh or on the chair. Find something to stare at. So find your gaze or your drishti. And then I want you to sweep that arm way back behind you to touch your other buttocks. So not the same side buttocks, but you're reaching it back to the other side. So you twist. So using your hand on your leg is a great way to feel grounded and supported. So your hands touching your own body just helps you to kind of feel that binding experience that yoga uses for strength and stability. Now see if you can extend, instead of bringing that arm way back to touch that back buttocks, just release it and turn your head to look in that direction. So your strong, long arm reaching back behind you, and you're turning your head as much as you're able to look in that direction. Now think of creating a little Ferris wheel. I want you to let that arm circle around like a Ferris wheel might do and come back. Let's just do a couple of those. Very slow and mindful. But there's that fluid movement of the water nature, the water element. Both hands on the thigh, take a little pause, get both feet to the floor, and we'll shake that out. Shake it out. So we'll do the other side. I'm kind of behind the chair. I'm going to get that leg up where I'm laying it on the ankle and pinky side of it. And I'm going to just practice that, holding onto the chair. And if I've rushed you, catch up when you do. Catch up when you do, no problem. You come up, you can start doing it when you're ready. Catch up with your breathing. Get nice and tall with your spine, pull in the belly. So it's very purposeful, not sloppy. And then let's swing that bent knee out. And so we're going to no longer bring our foot back to the floor. We're going to just bring that bent knee out, go wide with it. Notice I'm kind of guiding it. So the other hand is very, that hand is very useful if that's supportive. Otherwise, of course, both hands can be on the chair. So you got options. Let's hold it here. Just hold it with that bent knee, just sort of laying down. And then we're going to just rotate it out. So no longer are we on the pinky edge of the foot. We're just rotating that foot and that bent knee out and away from center. Now find your breath. Good. And then let's get both feet to the floor. Shake it out. And now we're going to get real close to the chair so that our standing leg is up and down. It's straight up and down, very vertical. And I found that's, if I'm closer to the chair I am, the more I'm able to do that. We want a right angle with our other leg. So we put our foot on the chair seat and we created pretty much a right angle here. You can use a chair to your advantage, so whatever way you want to, or you can use your body parts. So hands on the thigh, let's find a drishti. So we're not looking down at what's happening on the chair, we're looking out and away from us. So it can develop more balance for us. We'll practice in balancing, feeling our way into our body in a balanced state. Same side arm is what lifts. Same side, the bent knee side, that's what's lifting up. Lift up. Stand tall on your standing leg now. Don't let your hips sink. Lift up. Lift everything up. Deepen the breath. Again, using your body parts. I got my hand on my thigh, or you can hold on to the chair. We're going to swing that arm way back around, so we're back to the other buttocks. Feeling that twist. And if you didn't hit it the first time, you can swing it back again. Just keep practicing till you feel like you've landed somewhere that feels good and you understand what's happening in your body. Keep your head up. Let's deepen the breath. Know that the intention here is strengthening the bone mass of the body. So you're into your legs. You're strengthening those long bones of the legs now. Let's extend that arm. Instead of letting our hand rest at the back buttocks, we're extending that extended arm back behind us now, and we're turning our head to look in that direction. Catch up with your breath. And we're going to think about moving like a Ferris wheel does as we circle that arm. Super slow, steady and slow, very deliberate movements up and around. Let's take a pause, hands on the thigh or hands on the chair to support. And then we'll get both feet to the floor and shake that out. Shake that out. Good. I want you to turn your chair so you have the seat of the chair available to you easily. Let's do a downward facing dog. Palms on the chair. We're going to step back, back, back. Let your arms glide past your ears. Tuck your chin in towards your throat. Try to straighten your legs. You're just trying to straighten through those back of the knees. And press into the feet. Press the feet into the floor so you feel that's like a real strong source of support and ground for you. Try lifting your toes up. That's going to lift your kneecaps up. That gives you more strength of your legs. And then let your toes just come back to the ground. But you've already accomplished that. It's adjusted your kneecaps a little bit. Much stronger legs now. Remember, breathe all the way in. Breathe all the way out. Best yoga practice ever. Pay attention to how your neck feels. There's no reason not to kind of move. Feel it. Turn a little bit. How's your neck feel? Push through the back of your hamstrings. You're pushing those femur bones right back into your hamstrings. Try coming up on your fingertips. So instead of palms down on the chair seat, raise your palms up so it's just your finger pads that are on that chair seat. Notice how that feels in your shoulders and arms. Then let's start walking toward the chair. Go slow. Walk toward the chair. Let's round the back body a lot. Round your back. So when you come up, you feel an individual movement of the vertebrae. Knees are bent, of course, and come up. Let your chin be the last to lift. Your chin is the last to lift. And we'll come into a mountain. Just stay right where you are. You don't need to square yourself away to the screen or anything. Just stay right where you are. Catch up with your breathing in your mountain pose. Let's keep eyes open. Keep your eyes focused. And watch how your body settles itself. Beautiful, healthy body of ours settling itself. Good. Let's find our chair now to support our final relaxation, our quieting time, our quieting. So we're going to sit into the chair way back. Get yourself, your pelvis is way back so that you have easy access to the backrest. Let your legs fall however they need to fall. Close your eyes. And stay with the presence. So as we finish up that meditation practice, our breath practice, incorporating those 8 qualities or skills for relationship, I'm going to land on present. Present here and now. So feel your way into presence. So it's not a head game. It's a felt experience. So maybe locating yourself somewhere other than your head. Maybe for a time, you locate yourself in the center of your chest cavity. So it's not right at your chest bone. It's beyond, it's deeper than that. It's behind that in the center of your chest cavity that they call the heart center. You know what's really beautiful and awesome about these centers of energy in our body? They're called the chakras. Is that they include all of the organs and the limbs that are associated or near those energy centers. So what I'm telling you is your arms and hands are an extension of your heart center. Isn't that fitting? How about holding somebody's hand to comfort? How about a hug? It makes perfect sense to me that our arms and hands are an extension of our heart center energy. So locate yourself at the center of your chest, not at the chest bone. You're not on the surface of your body. You're within, deep within. And, you know, the best way for me, and I imagine it's helpful for a lot of people too, is that the breath helps me focus on that. And it keeps me out of trying to think my way into it. And it gives me much better chance that I can feel my way into that experience instead. So it's as though this is where your breathing is happening. Both in and out, the breathing is happening in the very center of your chest. And it's still full. It's a full breath in. And it's a full breath out, right there at the heart center. And know that your arms and hands are part of your heart center. They are energetically charged with the very same love and compassion that comes from your heart. Soften your mouth, relax your jaw, breathe from your heart in and out, breathing in and out. Feel the support of the chair. You don't have to hold yourself up at all. You're entirely supported by the surface below you. And you're going to welcome that support. Take it. We have nothing to prove by trying so hard, working so hard. See if we can relax and we allow ourselves to be totally supported. Now let's trust that the breath is happening. We've kind of created the pattern of breathing in the heart center now. let's explore our senses. So I want you to notice what you hear in the space around you. What can you hear? Just to be aware of and grateful for the sense of hearing. Take a moment there in your sensory perception of hearing. And bring yourself now into the awareness of the inside of your mouth. So perhaps you move your tongue around, you might lick your lips, you might bring your awareness into your mouth to be reminded of the sense and grateful for the sense of taste. Stay with that sense of taste and be filled with gratitude for these two senses that we've already named, our sense of hearing and our sense of taste. Bring awareness into breathing in and out through your nose so that we can be aware of the sense of smell. There may be nothing around that really ignites that sense of smell. You can't identify anything, but you're aware as you breathe in and out of your nose that the sense of smell exists and how delightful that has been over time, over a lifetime. Grateful now for the sense of smell. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing all the way in. Breathing all the way out. Let's bring our awareness to our eyes. So our eyes are closed. We can't see out of them. And I want you to keep your eyes closed, but be aware maybe of shadows, little shade, the different, you feel a little awareness of light even through your eyes closed, or I often feel we'll see colors. So just noticing and being aware and grateful for your sense of sight. Breathing in, out, breathing all the way in and all the way out. We bring our awareness to our hands on our lap, palms down on our thighs. Feel your touch. Feel the touch of your hands to your legs. Oh, so grateful and appreciative of the sense of touch. Breathing all the way in and all the way out. Now just be. Stay here and just be. Let's take a big breath in through the nose. Exhale it out of your mouth with the sound of a sigh. Ah. Couple breaths like that, cleansing breaths in through the nose. Exhale out of your mouth with the sound of ah. It's a great letting go. I've heard teachers refer to it as a sound of grace. Ah, good. We need to realign the spine now. So bringing your feet back to the floor in case you've elevated them, and bringing yourself away from the backrest so that you can align your spine up and down. Let's close out in the way we typically do. Inhale with me, palms are going to come together overhead. Exhale as you bow into yourself at your heart space. Inhale up, and let's exhale and share that beautiful, powerful energy with our communities. palms come together. We bow to ourselves and to one another. Namaste, my friends. And thank you for joining me.
Thank you, Julie.
Mm-hmm.